Hi y'all. How you doing? For those of you joining us who popped in the other day, I want to say hi and welcome back to Impossible Live. This is a hat that I wanted to pop on today, and today is one of those days, ready, set, go, that I'm live streaming to 3 platforms for the second time. Actually, for the third time in less than 72 hours. So, for those of you joining us for the first time, welcome and warm welcome to Impossible Live. What I'm laughing at is that today, not a single bit of tech is working. Not a single bit of tech. And I'm smiling about it from the perspective that today, anything that was in place. And it's funny, we're in that kind of world where sometimes everything seems like it is out of place. So today, I want to thank you for joining us today. And thank you for joining us for Impossible Live. And thank you very much for inviting in friends, for letting us know. Hey, Leslie, boy, today is a LinkedIn Error Day, StreamYard Error Day, Meta Error Day. So, Leslie, you'll laugh. Today, we're on 3 different platforms. And for those of y'all out there who have not met Leslie Flowers yet, this amazing woman on LinkedIn is shouting us out weekly. And the funniest thing, and as Leslie would say, no accidents, Leslie is shouting me out at a time when I was about to pause Impossible Live last fall. And Leslie started shouting me out, and she shouts out, you'll see it in my posts on LinkedIn. She's shouting us out in a way to remind us that today, just like every other day, we need to take a pause, take a breath, take a something. And I'm laughing because the tech has been so interesting today. So interesting that you'll say lights, camera, action. This is a raw reality of our fragile world. We're not sure who will show up. We're not sure who will be there. And on days like this, I'm so grateful. As Leslie will laugh, and I will say, I'm so grateful that the universe is helping. And Leslie is here to remind us we're not alone. And others are popping in too. So I'm grateful for you being here. And Leslie, thank you again for being the first to pop in today. And I'm laughing because, Leslie, today was a day just, boy, I needed to catch up on some sleep because, as you would say, our world is revolving and evolving. And anybody who's reading the post or catching us for the first time on YouTube, I had a chance this weekend to invite my amazing, beautiful mom. Oh, Jay. Yep. Jay, now, Jay's saying he remembers the time, and welcome, young Jedi Jay. And Jay will be our guest on May 4th. He's joining Impossible Live as a speaker. And Jay, I'm going to send him a link to join us at our We Rise and Soar. You'll see that logo in the upper corner. Jay, I'm going to invite him to join us for our next We Rise and Soar open house. If you're connected with me on a couple of platforms, save January 30th, save 1:11 p.m., or pop in on YouTube for replays. And now, Jay, I am from the generation, and Leslie's here with us and others, where we remember the Jetsons. Now, Jay, the Jetsons had Rosie the robot. I remember that from a childhood. And as we see all the tech pop up at CES, for example, the robots folding laundry, okay, doing all the stuff that in a good joke that Rosie the robot would do back then. What I'm laughing at is today's a day where the only thing that worked is you guys are here. And I had an amazing opportunity to catch up with my retired first responder and beautiful Lachelle Atkins, America's Supermom. Yes, exactly, Leslie. Exactly. We're going to have to help Jay with this lens. And what you'll laugh is today's a day of an era trying to post to Meta, an era trying to post to LinkedIn, an era trying to access StreamYard, and YouTube worked beautifully. So I think, oh, Meryl, you are never late. You're never late. And you're going to crack up. It's always good to be with you, too. And as uh, I really want to thank you because you let me know on Friday that we were going to have an issue because of Leslie's, and I'll catch up with Leslie sometime about this, hopefully, about issues about just streaming and using platforms. And we're talking about AI, we're talking about tech, and I'm really grateful to have lots of conversations about cultivate trust. But back to mom, because mom watched her first Impossible Live on Saturday through the lens of Martin Luther King Day 2024. For those of us who were joining live, I appreciate you and your tremendous support. I think it was also a bad technology day because my amazing guest, Linda, StreamYard Studio wouldn't let her in. And Jay will see it as an example of why there are not usually names sometimes when guests join me. You'll see what happens when Mel had too many graphics. But what you'll laugh in this process is, as the tech told me today for the third time this weekend, because Leslie, I got bounced out of StreamYard twice on Friday, and Jay came and hopped with us on platforms. And I thank Jay because we're connected on Meta, we're connected on LinkedIn, and we are now connected on YouTube. So Jay made the transition from part one to part two. And if we are on YouTube, there's now a live streaming playlist for We Rise and Soar. And We Rise and Soar is a place where it was a village that kind of nourished growth during the yep. So Leslie, I will ask Jay to pop my YouTube link in, or in the LinkedIn post, you'll see a link for Be Visible on YouTube. It's a bit.ly link. It will take you to YouTube so you can check us out there. So that way, as we'll know, if tech doesn't hold, we'll get to YouTube. But today, mom's journey, and I can say this as a daughter of a scholar. Leslie is laughing. So, yep, you're talking about Elroy. So Jay, you got to look up the Jetsons. You got to look up Rosie, and you got to look up Elroy for pet lovers. But I'm absolutely loving this, and thank you, whoever's joining us on Meta. Let us know who you are, and on LinkedIn, the comments weren't going through, and I laughed. Lachelle laughed. I said, I'm going to turn StreamYard off. I did it 4 times. And I'm going to do what my Nana said, pray and keep on moving. And I was going to lean in because mom called me excited. She's about to run out to a doctor. But the frame is, do you remember the time? Is this amazing video by Michael Jackson with Iman and Magic Johnson and a bunch of wonderful stars. And it's the reminder of the past and the present. And the episode session reflections, legacies illuminate puzzles. I've tagged it all over. And this lens of having a conversation with Linda before Martin Luther King Day and about my mom's search for ancestry and about Linda's search and about my dad's tricolor pen. So somewhere I've got to get one of those 3 color pens, the black, the green, and the red pens. And what I was laughing at is, do you remember the time originally started out as a chance to remember magical journeys, to really think of my dad's legacy and to think of my mom's legacy. And in that previous session, you'll hear me say, I'm not interested in the DNA search. There's enough moving parts in our fragile, complex world. But what I want to invite you to do is somewhere in this time for yourself, no matter what stage or season you are, no matter what generation, no matter what culture, no matter what place, create some time to pause, create some time to lean in, to support or create magical, wonderful memories with people you love. And as my brother and I had to gently remind mom, my dad wrote us a letter 3 weeks after Martin Luther King's assassination. He wrote it in green ink, and the letter's multiple pages. And I'm grateful to have a copy. My very smart brother scanned, and it's on my desktop. But it's the reminder, some of the memories, just like there's a picture of us when we were younger, and mom was going to old photos this weekend in the snow. It really was beautiful, and we were listening to vintage music. Pause when you can. If you live alone, pause. Reach for that fur baby. Reach for a phone. Think of someone magical that you haven't spoken with in a while, and reach out to them to connect. And reach out to connect in a way that aligns with them. And yep, Merrill, yes, Merrill, I was laughing because we're telling my mom it was in green ink. So then we had to Google it. We had to show mom. We had to show mom the pen. And mom didn't remember that the letter's in green ink. And right now, my brother is the only one who knows which drawer of the file cabinet the letter is in. But as we were talking about lives this weekend and talking about tech and on these other platforms and snowstorms and outages, we were smiling because my brother remembers me talking about the letter, and he didn't see it for many, 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 many years. And he didn't know that it existed, but I knew it existed, and I saw it when my parents were packing to move from the Bronx to the Adirondacks. The thing I'd love to encourage you in all families, we're not perfect. Our memories aren't. We have holes, we have positive intelligence saboteurs, we have narratives that we're exploring or settling in to examine through a new lens. For me, it's a trust lens, and I want to invite you sometime, come hang out. But in this process of memories, and this song then triggered all these other songs, and mom and I are listening to them. We're listening to Memories. We're listening to On My Own by, Michael McDonald and Patti LaBelle. And I'm excited because we're going to a Mother's Day musical concert for the first time since mom and I went to see Luther Vandross. So the thing is about memories, whether they're family memories, whether they're memories of a friend, whether they're memories of a relationship that may have evaporated, or a person who has transitioned, who's behind a veil, or a friend who's moved away, or maybe you've moved. But as I was reminded during the summer, as mom and I are doing this, we're having a snowstorm at home, and my retired first responder is shoveling snow, and an amazing neighbor who I've never had one conversation with, who now I'm about to send an immense, immense thank you gift for his family during a season of gratitude, grief, and growth in our complex and fragile AI world. Our neighbors saw and heard from another, Leslie, we had to talk to mom about that. And that was the interesting thing, Leslie, because mom didn't remember the pen. And in the reflections video with Linda, I'm describing mom's sabbatical search, and I was her typist. So, mom's sabbatical search, which started over 4 decades ago. But in my brother's cooking, and mom's telling us she's giving us whatnot, and that's her right, as the matriarch of the family. That is her right. And in a wonderful way, as she's now the oldest sibling, the oldest woman in her family. You think about it. And as Leigh says, re-experiencing them through the lens. And I'm thinking about it because, yet, I'm writing a book. And if you're on LinkedIn and you are a book coach, please don't reach out because, boy, I am meeting amazing ones. And Mary Kay popped up during Disruptive Business Leadership on Friday. And Mary Kay would like that I'm really well supported because I'm already working with amazing Leslie George. And as publishers are popping up and people are popping up with ideas and experiences to connect the dots, reach out to someone you love. Reach out to somebody you're thinking of. Reach out to somebody who may be alone. And as our amazing, amazing neighbor Rocco, his driveway is flat and short. And Rocco came across the street and up a hill at a 45-degree angle. And he snowplowed in front of our mailbox. What does this all matter in the scheme of things? And especially as, ooh, savor the flavor. Kenneth, savor the flavor. Kenneth, I'm about to cook up a storm in February. Lots of good new recipes. And you and I, we have to talk because Kenneth, I still haven't tried sweet potato ice cream. I'm hoping my brother makes a sweet potato pie next month for family business celebrations. But as the tech is not working and not cooperating, as the Meryl, I bet you I didn't miss a Luther concert in New York, whether it was at the Garden or Radio City Music Hall. And as a matter of fact, the last concert we saw, my parents were with us, Valentine's Day concert. And A House Is Not a Home is on my Luther list. I think also Mom likes the song Amazing. But I also love pre-Luther, and Meryl will laugh. In the vintage sessions of Impossible Live, there's an Impossible Live on Change, a song, The Glow of Love. And yep, as it's important to really think in and lean back. And Leslie's reminded me, yes, Leslie's putting a couple of great gems here. Bingo. And Leslie, I'm a bingo girl. So really, I really, that someone you know can benefit from sharing your reflections. We saw it eye level, family way this week, and it was amazing. And amazing because today my mom called. And she called on her way out to the doctor. And it was a simple, short call. And we created the time to talk again today, because the stories and the memories that we shared. And I would suggest this with anybody you love who you maybe are in a close location. Music brings us together. Music was my dad's love language. Music is behind every Impossible Live event. Ever since I met amazing Stephanie Padnovi, originally, and she's got an amazing quote that's in one of my courses that I have to share. I'll have to invite her one day as a guest. She also introduced me to human design through an eye level lens. Stephanie said, for every event, Mel, come up with a one sentence business plan. For every event, for every program, there is a song behind it. You can ask me the songs, and one of these days we'll actually share that song playlist, just like we've shared our playlists on my LinkedIn profile in my featured section. If you have not, and then we are not connected on YouTube, please also help me delight amazing Carla Sellers, as we're really close to 100 subscribers on YouTube. And Carla's birthday is at the end of this week. She manages my YouTube for me, and she's piecing together those videos from Friday. We'll have to really chat for a long time about that, because StreamYard cut off amazing Joyce Francis of Omega Elder Care mid-sentence. Joyce has an amazing profile if you're on LinkedIn. She's got an amazing website, omegaeldercare.com. And there's a We Rise and Soar playlist on YouTube now. So it's on LinkedIn as part one. It's on Meta as part one, and there are notes in there on how to check out more about We Rise and Soar. But as we're closing out today, and as we are creating the space, and I want to give a heads up to all of our amazing content creators who happen to be using profiles. I've been using StreamYard for almost, whoop, yep, Meryl's got it. I love that song. But StreamYard, I deleted a business brand, and StreamYard today used those colors. And none of the buttons that we normally will work. And think about it, whether, hey, Curtis Brooks, we are overdue for a chat and a conversation. And today we are talking about music and life and celebrating opportunities to join We Rise and Soar and to cultivate trust in a fragile world and to share memories with those we love. And I am wishing you all sacred places, sacred spaces, sacred moments to pause, to reach out to somebody you love, and moments. Like last week, I had a chance to meet amazing Lachelle Atkins in person. When you can connect the dots between the relationship that we have online and the one in person, when you can connect the dots for someone you love, for someone you care about, for someone you haven't spoken with, for someone in a complex season of gratitude, grief, and growth. Everybody's going through something, and it's increasing in every corner. And every child can use or benefit from your wonderful experiences. And I love that Curtis Brooks, Curtis's beautiful daughter, is in the background of our chats. And you get to see the energy. And I'm looking forward to celebrating family birthdays next month, and to coffee chats with you, and to celebrating with you during We Rise and Soar open house. Our next one is on January 30th. You'll see it pop up shortly as soon as I determine which platform is totally, absolutely reliable. We Rise and Soar open house with safety. I am, ooh, Kenneth, this is an iced coffee without the ice. It is 27 degrees. There is no ice. And today, because of tech issues, it is, but it's deliciously tasty. This is, and you need to know, Kenneth, this is iced coffee with Tarani hazelnut sugar-free syrup, a little bit of stevia, and some fat-free half and half. And it's one of the reasons why Melissa Cohen, I love her brew in her newsletter about coffee, and I look forward to having iced coffee with her too. But it is too cold to do it, and we are in between snowstorms. At any rate, on Martin Luther King Day, if you have a chance, please check out Reflections. Reflections and Legacies Illuminate Puzzles, because my mom did it for me single-handedly on Saturday when she watched her first Impossible Live. Come join us and We Rise and Soar. The open house, save January 30th at 1:11 p.m. The opening launch will be televised. The VIP will be not. Stay tuned, stay safe, stay well, stay inspired, stay in touch. And if you have a chance, click one of those profile links. Click a link to YouTube. Click a link to We Rise and Soar. Click a link to, but click a link for someone else you love and someone else who may be sitting alone on a day like today, or sitting in fear, or going through some stuff, or who needs a plate. And Kenneth always reminds me, who needs a plate. Our neighbor of 28 years snow plowed our driveway without an invitation because he knew my retired first responder had an accident and been hit by a jackknife tractor trailer. When someone you love leaves the house, blow them a kiss. Safe travels. I love it. Our bonus mom says. But for all of you. Please take great care. Thank you for joining me today. And thank you for warming up a frosty Martin Luther King Day. If it's a day of service, if it's a day of love, and if you're catching us on a replay on either Might Be Visible with Mel on YouTube or on Meta or on LinkedIn. And I thank you, StreamYard, because you said the broadcast wasn't going to go off. And Lachelle and I said a hi, and we prayed and kept on moving. And Kenneth, this one's for you. Take great care, everybody. And we'll talk soon. Meryl, this is iced coffee from the barista in my house. I'm a Dunkin'. Dad was the Dunkin' Donuts boy, as you're asking. But nope, not from an outside. This is in home, made with love, in the kitchen, which is why I'm gonna hang out with Kenneth one day. Talk to you soon. Stay safe, stay well, stay inspired, stay in touch. Reach out. Be well. And take great care of yourself. And have a peaceful day with blessings, opportunities, and possibilities. Until we connect again, take great care.